I saw Stephen King on television the other morning.
People staring, people will, but don't care.
It's kind of interesting. You're having your first cup of morning coffee and you look up and there's Stephen King on CNN. You're going, uh-oh. The Millennium Copyright Act. This year, the sale of online books, thanks to Kindle and Amazon and iPad, has gone from 2% to 8%. And is expected to reach 20% in the next 5 years. Online the other day, someone asked me, what is the Millennium Copyright Act? And it really is supposed to protect the artists and the studios and the content makers from having their original works stolen. So because of the increased sales of online books, the question to Mr. King was, are books over? This is my bathroom, and this is my toilet. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's my understanding that all of this has to do with all sorts of content. It's not just music and not just the written word, but things like software programs are included in all of this. When I was in Britain one morning, my host showed me the newspaper and a story about a man who sat on a metal loo seat and was electrocuted. Seriously, the rest of the trip I was doing this. Now there's been discussion even over software that's sold on places like eBay. If you own a piece of software, is it really legal for you to sell it? Does this break the Millennium Copyright Act? When asked if books were over, typical Stephen King fashion, he says, "I'm going to kill you with a fork." No, that wasn't what he said. He had a great explanation by saying it really doesn't matter the media. What's important is the content. So you can imagine the other day when I saw the story about a man in New York who went into the bathroom in the middle of the night and there's a snake on top of the toilet seat. So it's going to come to no surprise to you that I'm not the person to answer all these questions about the Millennium Copyright Act. I can barely tie my shoes. You heard me. Your biggest fear, the thing they told you could never happen about snakes coming up through the pipe to your bathroom, is now true. But I have managed to sort of capsulize the Millennium Copyright Act into 2 or 3 sentences that maybe we all can understand. Now, I have you know, because I do audio voice work for a living, I send a lot of MP3 files over the internet. That's how my clients get my work. And curled on the toilet seat was a corn snake. Now, corn snakes are not poisonous, so I've been told. But that doesn't matter. It used to be that before MP3 files and the internet, to get voice work to a client, you had to mail a reel-to-reel tape or a CD, which took overnight, sometimes a couple of days. The Millennium Copyright Act simply states, if you enjoy it, stop it. The man freaked out. I mean, I would have too. He calls 911 twice just to be sure they were on the way. The Millennium Copyright Act states, if you think you own it, you don't. When Stephen King published that book exclusively on the internet, one of the things he says is that business people were starting to talk to him. They were more interested in how did it work? How did he get his money? How many did he sell? The Millennium Copyright Act acknowledges that the verdict of any case will always be in favor of the big corporation. And here is a picture of the police officer holding the snake. Yes, they did manage to capture it. But let me tell you, 3 floors up and 3 floors down, they pretty well freaked out. The Millennium Copyright Act states that if everyone in the world will just send us $5,000 apiece, you can do whatever you want. Now, if you're like me, and I pray to God you're not, the days of my sort of wandering in the bathroom in the middle of the night without the lights on are over. I honestly don't know what I can do and what I can't do anymore, so I've decided to do this. I can see another song coming from Harry Chapin if he weren't dead. Snakes on the toilet and the silver spoon. I'm canceling Rhapsody, and the only new music I'm going to buy from anybody is from independent artists. I just had this thought. Here I am sitting on a toilet with an electric guitar. If I die right now, do you know what my family's gonna find? And they're gonna wonder, what the hell is going on?